Good morning and welcome inside the Duke Sports Shop Studios, downtown Newberry. It is Tuesday morning. Time now to take a look at your latest local news headlines with your Newberry News Update here on M123FM. This morning's news update is brought to you by the Erickson Center for the Arts in Curtis. Don't miss this week's Music in the Park performance with Troy Graham. Showtime is 6:30 Wednesday night, the Erickson Center Park in Curtis. Graham will be performing folk music with guest John Gillette and Sarah Middlefelt. The show is free and donations are always accepted. That's this week's Music in the Park performance with Troy Graham Wednesday night, the Erickson Center in Curtis. In your local news this morning, Engadine Superintendent of Schools Josh Reed has announced his resignation effectively at the end of July. In a special board meeting last night, the Engadine Consolidated Schools Board of Education accepted Reed's resignation. Reed says that he has to attend to family matters that will require him to be out of the country. There'll be more details and an update in the next issue of the Newberry News. At their own Board of Education meeting last night, the Tequamanon Area Schools Board of Education voted to end their Return to Learn plan that was originally adopted in August of 2020. The school says that the plan can be reinstated if the need arises. The decision follows the announcement that the MDHHS orders and mandates related to the COVID-19 pandemic are coming to an end later this month. Tequamanon Area Schools says that the ending of the plan will coincide with all restrictions expiring on June 22nd of 2021. With that decision, that means masks will no longer be required on buses and in the building at Tequamanon Area Schools. Despite the announcement that mask mandates and restrictions are being lifted, Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Centers says that they will still require patients and visitors to wear masks inside their facility. Despite COVID-19 cases across the state declining, Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center says they will keep mask restrictions in place. Mask and face coverings will still be required for all staff, patients, and visitors when they're inside Helen Newberry Joy and the community clinics. If you need a mask, they'll be available at central registration and the information desk inside Helen Newberry Joy Hospital. Feeding America is getting ready to bring their next community food distribution. That will be taking place Thursday, June 24th at 1:30 p.m. The Luce County Community Resource and Recreation Center on West Helen Street. The food distribution will be sponsored locally by the Newberry Area Ministerial Association, as well as the Luce County Community Resource and Recreation Center. That once again will be Thursday, June 24th at 1:30 p.m. Volunteers are needed for the event, and those attending the distribution are asked to stay in their vehicles for the drive-through format. The Erickson Center for the Arts has announced that they are extending hours for the summer at their office as well as the Waterfront Gallery and Gifts. They'll now be open 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday for the entire summer. You can contact the Erickson Center at 586-9974. That is your latest local news this morning. It is your Newberry News Update on M123FM, sponsored this morning by the Erickson Center for the Arts. Don't miss Music in the Park, 6:30 Wednesday night in Curtis. Time now to check in with sports this morning. After a night off last night, the Tigers return to Comerica Park to take on the St. Louis Cardinals in the first of a series of contests featuring two teams from the Midwest. The Cardinals come in at 36-36. The Tigers are 30-42. Tariq Skubal will take the start for the Tigers as he looks to pick up another victory in his first full season in the majors. Tigers still without Nico Goodrum and Derek Hill. They will look to continue to make up ground. Currently, the Tigers 13 games back in the AL Central, a half game back in the Minnesota Twins for last place in the division. Former Pistons great And current LA Clippers assistant Chauncey Billups is set to be a finalist for the NBA head coaching vacancy of the Portland Trail Blazers. Billups and San Antonio Spurs assistant Becky Hammon have emerged as leading candidates and will lead a second set of interviews in the search for a new head coach in Portland. Brooklyn Nets assistant Mike D'Antoni is another candidate who will also interview for the Blazers job. Billups has been in contact with several teams during this season's coaching cycle. Remains with the Clippers in their Western Conference Finals series against the Phoenix Suns. Billups is in his first season as a coach in the NBA after spending time in the front office with multiple organizations. He was a 5-time NBA All-Star and NBA Finals MVP in 2004 for the Pistons. If Hammon is selected for the job, she would become the first female head coach in NBA history. A big night for the future of the Detroit Pistons. NBA draft lottery taking place. The Pistons have a 14% chance landing the number 1 overall pick in this summer's NBA draft. For Detroit, landing in the top 3 would be crucial. Most analysts believe that there are 3 elite candidates and then a significant drop-off in talent in this year's upcoming NBA draft. The Pistons, Rockets, and Orlando Magic each have an equal chance at the number 1 pick and a 52% chance at finishing inside the top 4. The Pistons have had tough luck in their recent trips to the NBA draft lottery. Your latest local weather forecast for the day today. Expect a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Mostly cloudy, highs will be in the mid-60s. For your Wednesday, sunny, a high in the low 70s. Breezy south winds 5 to 10. For your Thursday, showers likely, thunderstorms possible. Cloudy skies and a high in the low 70s. I'm Dan Hardenbrook. This is your latest Newberry News Update, sponsored this morning by the Erickson Center for the Arts in Curtis.